Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. This is a very interesting topic and I thought it would be sufficient and needed for me to do a Chelsea fan's view. It's the second video that I'm doing of a Chelsea fan's view where I feel like I can come from a Chelsea perspective to give insight that we as Chelsea fans have in relation to a certain issue. And I feel like this news that is popping out of Spain and Qatar, if you're going to include Qatar, is that XAVI is going to become the new Barcelona manager. So we're going to get into that. Before I do though, I want to let you guys know of two things. Firstly, this video is brought to you and sponsored by the lovely people at OneFootball. Yes, the OneFootball app for all of your footballing needs, whether it's to do with your club, another club, your league, another league, anywhere in the world, whether you want news, transfer news, latest rumours, statistics, all sorts of numbers in relation to the football world, you can find it in the OneFootball app. So make sure you download the OneFootball app, link in the description, hit that now and enjoy. Secondly, I want to let you know of my appearance on All You Can Eat Chelsea. Yes, I go on there every week with my good friends Matisse, M-A-H, and Miz, the other side of the coin, two fellow Chelsea content creators. So do check them out and do subscribe. But I'll leave a link to that video that we done earlier on today with some very, very, very good topics. We spoke about this whole XAVI issue very briefly, spoke about the Southampton win in the League Cup, spoke about Newcastle coming up, and we spoke about Jody Morris and what happened on the True Geordie Twitch stream yesterday. I think it was yesterday. But yeah, Jody Morris was on, or the day before, Jody Morris was on. They spoke about Timo Werner. Some things were said and some things were not said. And yeah, it just went left. And we gave our thoughts. So do check out that video. I'll leave a link right here after you are done with this and enjoy it. Now, let's get into this. XAVI to Barcelona. It's not 100% done yet, but as per Fabrizio Romano, which I'm about to show you now, is that it's looking like it's pretty much about to get over the line. So let's check out the latest and then we can analyse all of this. Here it is. So, Barcelona will announce new interim coach, which they already have. Then it's going to be XAVI. He has accepted Barca's project after talking with President Laporta days ago. Still waiting on contract termination process with Al Sadd. Laporta will announce XAVI to the team today. And then goes on to say XAVI on the Barcelona rumors because he spoke. He says, I am focused on my work with Al Sadd and I won't talk about anything else. It's a matter of relationship between manager and club. Barca are waiting for the agreement to be completed soon. So all that's needed now is pretty much the agreement that Al Sadd are going to terminate the contract of XAVI. When is that going to happen? Obviously, now that Barca have an interim that has come into the job today, and that's official, they've announced the interim, it gives a little bit of a leeway, a little bit of breathing space for XAVI and Al Sadd to come to an agreement as to when is the best time in the season for it to come to an end. And then when it comes to an end, he flies over to Barcelona and takes the Barcelona job. Now, from a Chelsea fan's view, yeah, we've been there, we've worn that t-shirt, we've done it. Yeah, when you bring back a club legend to become your manager, an inexperienced club legend at management, but was one of your greats in terms of players, this is identical. When you look at Frank Lampard and Chelsea, the fact he was very inexperienced, had one managerial job at Derby County, left that to come to Chelsea and become the Chelsea manager. Frank Lampard, what you could argue the best player at Chelsea of all time, right? Hands down the best midfielder at Chelsea of all time. Definitely the highest goal scorer at Chelsea of all time. There's so many accolades Frank and Lamps has at Chelsea, it's ridiculous. XAVI, pretty much same sort of comparison we could say here. Has one job in his managerial career, which was Al Sadd. Although a little bit longer than Lamps had at Derby. Has won a couple of trophies at Al Sadd, and fair play, Lampard didn't. But anyway, first managerial job. Now he's about to take Barcelona. XAVI, club legend. You could argue the best midfielder that they've ever had, alongside Iniesta. Not the best player, because that would go to Lionel Messi, but he's up there. It's pretty much very, very identical. So, from a Chelsea fan's perspective, we can really, read the room here. We can really read this and see what is Barcelona in for? What are they in for? What are their fans expecting? Right now, they are expecting someone to come in that they love. Right? That they love. Their club is in a mess. They're ninth in La Liga. They've been in horrendous form. But not just that. Barcelona as a football club are in turmoil. This, for me, Xavi to Barcelona. Yes, it's nice. Yes, Barcelona will look at this. Barcelona fans will look at this and go, yes, he's coming home. He's coming home. Xavi is going to be home. This is going to be fantastic. And it will be fantastic for about a season. Tops. I reckon, my prediction. Now, I'm not going to come on here and say Xavi will fail. No, because you've got to give an opportunity and you've got to give a chance. And there's a good chance, you never know, there's a chance that Xavi might turn into a good manager. You never know. You never know. But the way that I see this, just from the fundamentals, I don't see how this works well in the long run. It will all come down to whether Barcelona, the squad, the players, will listen to Xavi, do as he says for a long period of time. I think for one season, everyone's going to be looking at Xavi like, yeah, no problem, we'll do as you say, boss. No problem. Because it's Xavi, because he has that respect at Barcelona, because he is pretty much engraved in the club history. You go into the Barcelona dressing room, you flipping out. Xavi, one of the cornerstones of that club, hands down, just like Lampard is for Chelsea. So the respect that he will get from the squad, from the club, from the fans everywhere will be immense. For one season at least. Now, will Barcelona face a bad patch or a bad spell like how they're playing now? That's the problem. That's the problem. Because can he handle being able to turn a situation like that around? Can he handle adversity? Can he handle players' egos at that level starting to maybe doubt him, question him, turn against him a little bit, not do as he says? Is he able to hold that control? That normally comes with experience, which right now Xavi doesn't have. When you look at ex-players that have become managers, I look at a bunch that have done it properly and I look at a bunch that haven't. I look at a bunch like Conte, Zidane, as examples that have done it properly. Conte, after finishing his career at Juventus, his playing career at Juventus, went to manage Arezzo, went to manage Siena, went to manage Atalanta before taking Juventus. He was managing in Serie C and eventually made it to Serie A and then took Juventus with loads of experience. Zidane started at Real Madrid Castilla. The young lads at Real Madrid, the academy pretty much, made his way up. The reserves, the B team at Real Madrid, then became assistant to Ancelotti in the A team. Stayed a good amount of time there before taking the Real Madrid job. Had a sabbatical, came back and then left again. Won loads of trophies. Fair play. Now, some are going to say Pep. And some are going to make that comparison with Pep. I'm going to come to that very, very shortly. You look at the bad bunch of ex-players that have become managers. You look at Lampard, Oli, Arteta. And yes, all of them were based here in England. And the Premier League is a different beast. The Premier League is different gravy. The media, the pressure, all of that is higher here than it is in Spain or Italy or elsewhere. That's 100%. That's 100%. So there's that. But you look at where they came from. Oli had managerial experience where? Norway, and then took Cardiff, and then ended up at Man United. Or was there a Swansea in there? I don't think there was. I think it was just Cardiff and then ended up at Man United. You look at Lampard, 1 year at Derby, took Chelsea. Arteta hasn't managed in his life. As an assistant to Guardiola and then took the Arsenal job. That's not enough. Personally, I feel like that's not enough to take such a job at the highest level. You need to build a foundation for yourself as a coach, as a manager. You need that base. And I feel like Xavi right now is in a bit of a gamble. He might have the tactical insight. And I'm going to say, when I look at Al Sadd play, and I have seen Al Sadd play because there is Baghdad Bounedjah, who's an Algerian striker who plays for Algeria at international level, and he's killing it for us. He plays at Al Sadd. He played alongside Xavi. Then Xavi became the manager, and now he plays for Xavi. And I've seen the way that they play. They play good football. They play good football. They are a tiki-taka team. I'm going to tell you that now. They do play very fluent, very quick, nice passing. It's Qatar, though. It's the Qatari league. And I don't want to, completely just, make it look like there's nothing there. There are some quality there. but it's not the highest level. We're talking of the highest leagues in the world. It's not there. So maybe he has the tactical insight, but I think him coming to Barcelona, he's gonna need to know how to control that group of players, those egos if they end up coming in, and have everyone on side for a long period of time. As I said, it will feel lovey-dovey for one season, but the second, the third, if there is a third, that is where the danger might start coming in after a few losses. How is he going to handle that? His man management, it all comes into play. That is exactly where Frank Lampard failed. And this is where I'm coming from a Chelsea perspective. Lamps' problem was, after it got a bit ugly, he started completely ousting players like Jorginho, Kepa, Marcos Alonso, Rudiger. Players that have contributed to Chelsea's success under Thomas Tuchel. He completely shunned them away. At one point, Marcos Alonso was on a bus at half-time waiting to end up leaving the ground because he had a bust-up. I mean, it can get toxic. And he didn't have any experience to fall back on or any minds around him to fall back on. It was all him. That's the problem. And I wonder if Xavi's going to fall into that. Now, to go back to the Pep Guardiola comparison, because some people are going to say, hey, Pep was an old player. Pep got the job at Barca. He was Barcelona B manager and then got the Barca job and then he won everything. I think that's not a good comparison to make. Why? Because Pep, I think everyone will agree here, despite him being a good manager now, for sure, but back then, he had everything handed to him on a plate. He had Xavi, Iniesta, Lionel Messi, and then ended up bringing in Suarez, and then ended up, he had such a team which could play itself. They could go managerless and win everything at that time. We all remember what that team was like. It was unbelievable. Pep Guardiola came in at the lucky time, as far as I see it. And yes, he managed to get them playing good football. But that team were going to win anything anyway. It was just how it was. How could you... No one were able to stop Xavi, Iniesta, Messi. And then afterwards, Messi, Suarez, Neymar. With Xavi, Iniesta in the team. Come on. And Pep Guardiola managed to get experience from that because that team was just constantly winning. He managed to adopt a winning formula by just witnessing his players pretty much play itself. That is the luck that Pep had. And that's why I don't like to make that comparison with anyone compared to Pep, because Pep had his own circumstance. And I don't think any other managers had it like Pep. After that, he went to Bayern Munich, had it on a plate. They'd already won the treble, and he came into the job. Came to Manchester City, they'd already won the league title. They were already a good team. He'd come in and he's done a madness. So Pep, I'd like to leave to the side because I'm still unsure as to what his true potential is as a manager. I feel like everything that he's had has been just winning teams, So I don't want to make that judgment. Xavi, though, he can be a good manager. I think tactically, it seems like he knows what he's doing. When you look at a Lampard or an Oli or an Arteta, I have an inkling and a feeling that Xavi might be a little bit ahead of them. It comes down to adversity and whether he will be able to handle the pressure if things begin to go wrong, if he has the answers to the questions, if things begin to go wrong. What I do want to end on as well is why Barcelona have gone for Xavi. I think there's two reasons. One, it brings all the fans on side. All the fans are against what's been happening at Barcelona. Under the previous regime, they're probably a little bit more sympathetic to Laporta rather than Bartomeu, who completely destroyed that club and the finances because they're in complete turmoil in terms of money. With Laporta, I think the fans are a little bit more sympathetic towards him and they have a little bit more patience. There's that. They're trying to bring all the fans back on side. Option number two, and reason number two, which is led on by option number one, is that Barcelona don't have money. Barca are broke. Let's have it right. They cannot afford to go and get a manager on £15 million a year, 15 million euros a year. They can't do it. Xavi will be cheap. They can go to Xavi and be like, look, we're going to give you 6 million a year. Yeah? Are you happy with that? Xavi will say yes because he loves the club inside out. He's a legend over there and he will do anything for Barcelona. So I think there's that as to why they've gone for him too. It's pretty much, you could say, a financial stopgap. Just gives them a bit of time. But it might work. We'll wait and see. How do I feel it's going to go? I reckon the first year gets everything back on track, gets the feeling that, everyone will be on board, everyone will be happy in terms of Xavi back at the club. There's going to be a buzz at Barcelona. But can he get that team playing? Pep, as I've said, had Xavi, Iniesta, Messi. And then Suarez, Neymar, all sorts. Who will Xavi have in this Barcelona team? Let's be honest. An aging Piqué. You know, Braithwaite. He's going to have to try and get something out of Pedri and Gavi and Fatu. These are the only players that I look at and go, maybe there's some potential, but they're young. We'll see what happens. Let me know in the comments, how do you think Xavi will do at Barcelona as their new manager, as Ronald Koeman got sacked yesterday, and we'll wonder where he goes off to next. Hey, Man United, do you want a manager? Go after Koeman. Anyway, that's been a Chelsea fan's view. The second episode of it that I've done. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about Xavi. How do you think it's all going to go down? Barcelona as a club. Any thoughts that you have, I'd love to know. Thank you all so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you are new. Hit that notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash the like button if you've enjoyed this. Tomorrow, Newcastle versus Chelsea preview. Oil Boys FC versus New Oil Boys FC. We're going to get into it tomorrow. It's going to be fun. I'll see all of you then anyway. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one. Look after yourselves. Take care. And peace.